filling in the blanks. My name is Terrance Loewl, and actually, it is LGBT History Month. I didn't know that until like 2 weeks ago, I think. So it was perfect timing for this today. So again, thank you all for coming. I would like to start off with a quote that my grandfather actually told me when I told him about my project. He asked me if I've ever heard the quote, "Whoever wins history writes, or whoever wins the war writes history." And I feel like that just really sums up the historical patterns of erasure or historical erasure. In fact, I wish I could have used it as my thesis statement for my paper, but it was too late. Anyway, so that was written by Dan Brown, and at some point, it is unclear when, straight and cis people have won this metaphorical war, and they have been able to oppress queer identities in different ways, sweep them under the rug, quite literally. Saying that they're, what's the word I had? Deviant, criminal, all these things. But I could go on and on, but I'd rather not go into a tangent. This is an introduction speech, so I'm going to leave it at that. Of course, we're going to learn more about more causes and effects of erasure today. Next, so I would like to share a couple of statistics with you. So even though these opinions have lasted for a long time, actually, why do they exist? It's something that hasn't actually, in my research, I haven't been able to find. Where did these beliefs come from that queer identities are less than? Where did that come from? Why? Were cis and straight people the majority, or was it out of fear of things not being black and white, fear of the unknown? In all my research, I haven't really been able to find like a root cause, which I think honestly says so much about the length of queer history. If we can't even pinpoint the beginning of the hatred, how far back does the actual thing go that is being hated? So I'd like to share a couple of statistics with you. So the United States organizes historic sites into two different categories. One is the National Historic Landmarks. The other is the National Register of Historic Places. So there are 90,000 historic places on the register, and there are 2,500 historic landmarks. Out of those 2,500 landmarks, 0.08% are LGBT history sites. Out of the places on the historic registers, only 0.005% of the 90,000 are LGBT history sites. So that averages out to about 6.5. So that's not a lot. Also, in 2016, 11% of students reported that they had heard something about LGBT history in their classrooms, only 11% nationwide. Also, 35%, according to the Family Acceptance Project in 2009, 35% of LGBT youth do not believe they can have a happy future. And how much would that change if they could see themselves in history and see that they exist and see that they're there? So that's sort of why I'm doing this today. And I'm so grateful that my school has let me work on this project and get to make a difference. And things are really improving. I mean, Illinois and New York started incorporating LGBT history into their public school curriculums this past August. Matthew Shepard was finally buried just yesterday, 20 years after his murder. If you don't know who he is, he's one of the most infamous gay hate crimes in the United States. He was murdered, like I said, 20 years ago in like 2 weeks. But he was finally buried, and you all are making a difference by being here. So thank you so much, all of you, for coming and combating erasure. So I also have a couple of announcements before we get started with Dr. Chevrette's, am I saying that right? Okay, awesome. Dr. Chevrette's presentation. So volunteers today all have a rainbow star on their name tag, so if you need help with anything at any time, find somebody with a star on their name badge. Yeah, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and point some of those out to you. This is my lovely mother, Laura Loewl. This is my mentor of my intern.